Pacific Drive is a game where survival is a top priority. Do anything it takes to survive, because getting lost is not an option. As I started driving down the road, out of nowhere the weather just kept getting worse. It did not take long before I found myself at a turn. Seconds after turning down this road, things got very strange. Just seconds later, all power was shut off, leaving me stranded. That's when all of a sudden, a portal opened and sucked me in. After waking up on the other side, I was told to find transportation. Quickly after starting my search, I found a car in a very conveniently placed shed. After putting the wheel back on and with very little knowledge of what I was getting myself into, I started driving. I really don't know what I was expecting. Literally only seconds later, I ran out of gas and had to siphon it from this random broken down car. When I started driving down the road again, I noticed that I was getting chased by some kind of yellow stuff. Maybe a storm of some kind. With this gaining on me, I knew I was running out of time to find shelter. Luckily, just a few minutes later, I arrived at what would soon be my new home. As soon as I arrived, I started to get to work on the little things in order to prepare for the zone. I knew I would need a reliable car to survive, but before I could start repairing the car, I needed materials. So after receiving a grinder from the friendly dumpster, I was able to grind down an old car, and with these materials, I was able to craft the parts necessary to get the car in good condition. All I needed to do now was pack up my stuff and head out. Well, here we are. This is where things get serious. I need to make it out of here alive, but in order to do that, I will need to do a few things first. But instead of reading the instructions, I drove to the end of the road, which is not how you get out. So after I turned around, I found an anchor that would be very important in the future. But since I did not know this, I picked it up and dropped him. This would probably be my worst decision. Soon after that, I realized I needed to make an impact hammer to destroy 5 of the plasma generators. After doing this, I was told I needed to use the anchors to recharge the computer. At this point, I was thinking I wish I would not have dropped all of them. Also, dropping them means they're no longer marked on the map. So yeah, I spent probably 30 minutes trying to find random anchors that I had dropped all over the map. Yes, finally. With the computer charged, I could connect the gateway and get out of there. And since I was so far away, I almost didn't make it. After returning to the garage, I was told about a fabricator that I could use. To get to it, I needed to use an impact hammer to open the door. The fabricator allowed me to make an antenna so that I could see more routes available. First, I needed to install it on the roof. After doing that, I wanted to get some much needed work done to my car to prepare for the next trip into the zone. I found a handbrake in the locker that I could install for better control. After this, it was just simple things like throwing magic putty to fix the body, shooting the windshield with goo to fix the cracks, and filling the tank up with gas. Now with all of this done, I can pick my next route and head out. Here back in the zone, I was surprised to see that there was only one task for me to do. I needed to scan 5 anomalies, but 4 were already done. It took me a while to realize you can scan everything to figure out what it is. So that last anomaly I scanned was a trash can. I don't understand how this is an anomaly, but okay. Now this left me off at the same point as last time where I needed to use anchors to charge the computer in order to leave. But before I could do this, I wanted to make the most out of this trip and collect as much materials as I can. I started scavenging from random houses before I drove through the tunnel to grind down every single car I could. This turned out to be a great idea because I quickly filled my car up. Now the only thing left to do is grab the anchor, put it in the computer, and get out. I learned my lesson from last time, so I drove as close as I could before connecting the gateway. But I guess the game is full of surprises because I had to drive up a hill in a car that is not very good at that. Now that I have plenty of materials, there are a few things that I want to do. First, I unlocked the recycler so that I could reuse all of my old parts. After doing this, I wanted to replace every crude panel with steel, so that my car would have a better chance at survival. Now with my car ready, I could head back in. But well, I'll have to leave that for a different day. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, there's a good chance you'll like the video on screen right now. Okay, bye.